And after that, come Laura. But me and Jimmy, the one took care of Laura. Jimmy was a baby himself then, but he was there with me.
Just a little. I know
That's
you.
okay.
I know you not. You know, people are tired about pictures, but
You can take
I want them to actually see who's saying what they're saying at some point. So.
That's good. That's smart. I need what I need to do. I should have that on what's happening around here.
Yeah. It's a lot of work though. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Well, you took that after your birthday. You know, like that. You had to get everything recorded. You didn't know that, did you? But you do had a lot of recorded stuff. You had the both big radios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still acknowledge you.
But you just laughing in that way. And he thought that he had to work on a string, I swear. He did.
Well, he was the baby, and y'all spoiled him.
Yeah.
Y'all gave him everything that y'all didn't get, and
When he grew up, he was the one that did all the driving. Every time he make a trip to Mississippi, he would drive it. And he did a lot of things.
so
He finished high school. That's the only one in the family did.
So I don't know how much you know about biblical stuff and Moses and how they.
Well, all I know is about the story one Mama told me. I ain't even read too much of it.
But anyway, he led them out of Egypt.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Right? So as they're going, they were wandering in the desert for 40 years. So as they're going in the desert, and they were led by God, a smoke of fire during the day, fire at night, and when the fire stopped, they would have to stop.
Really?
They would have to stop.
That story I didn't know
Right.
yet.
Well, I'm finna. You see, they would have to stop, and they would have to build a temple to where, and they would stay there for as long as. So he could have took them from Egypt straight to the Promised Land, but they didn't know anything about being free people. He had to teach them how to take care of themselves in the wilderness
Yeah, that's
for
why
40
when
years.
When they got him out of the guy
Slavery,
handling
Pharaoh,
them,
yeah,
and they traveled.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he
And
didn't
they-
take him straight there. He wanted to put him in the wilderness to teach him how to grow up to be productive. And so he would say they would stay here for about however long, and they would have to build a temple. They would have to construct a temple. So all the wrong that they did during the time, they would have to bring a clean lamb and sacrifice them. And this goes all the way back to when
I remember some of that. Because when God went up in the mountain, when Moses went up in the mountain to talk to God up there, he stayed a long time. And when these people went back to where they were, thought that they could make a God.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. So that temple, that temple that they have to construct, in the Bible it tells you how God told them, make it out of this, make it out of that, make it out of this, and so I've got a replica of that.
Wow.
100 pieces. It's over 500 pieces that I put together, and I've got Mama's ashes and they got Paul's ashes in that tabernacle.
Oh man. Wow. Clara was born right after me. Yeah, he must have been him because Clara is 2 years, Mama have every year. See, Clara 2 years younger.
Right. So in
He
between
had to
you
be
and
in
Claire.
there. He had to be in there. I don't know why. I can't remember the name. Mama told me all the name and everything. But see, that made me the baby a long time. Because I was born, and then the baby was born.
And he didn't make
He
it.
didn't make it, and Clara came.
Then Jimmy.
Then Jimmy. And then Laura.
Right. But there's another boy that didn't make it somewhere.
That was before Mary was born.
Okay. In between Mary and Paul?
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
And yeah, he was born before the next baby Mama had was Mary.
That was the last.
Yeah, she was the last one. Nobody ever went through that with me before.
Well, that's what I'm here for. And that makes sense because I've heard it. You know, I've heard Paul mention it, and I'm sure I've heard Pat talk about it too.
Mm-hmm.
But now, you know, someone who was there, get her to think a little bit.
Yeah. Right. John, Queen Esther, Jean, Clara, Jimmy, Laura, Essie, Paul, and Mary.
Queen Esther.
She died before I met. She was born before me. She
So-
goes out.
So you never even saw her.
Yeah, I'm going by what
Picture,
going by what they told me.
birth certificate, or
Oh,
nothing.
I missed one. After Queen Esther, I was born, and then there was a boy after me, and I used to know his name. I can't think his name.
So two passed. Two didn't make it.
3. It was stillborn in there before Mary. Before Mary, there was stillborn. There was 13 of us. If I can go back over, maybe I can come down with. Because I left. What's that boy's name now? I knew his name. He was born after me.
Try it
When he
again.
died.
Try it again.
Okay. It's Frank, John, Queen Esther, me, Jean, and another boy. I can't remember his name. Another boy, and Jimmy, and Jimmy. Oh God, Jimmy. Let me see. Laura,
Jimmy, Laura.
Jimmy, Laura, Essie,
Paul.
and Mary.
Mary. I bet Pat could do it. I bet Pat and Mary could do it. I bet they could.
See if they got what I got.
I bet they could.
See if they got what I got. When I did, this is what's gonna take you through. That's what's gonna take you through.
So I didn't go to the funeral because I didn't want to be with my siblings, but I made that stone. I got that stone.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's money, boy. That is money. And now who go? Somebody else going that other one now.
That's her brother. which would have been two under Roosevelt.
Mm-hmm.
He passed, and that's Grandma Inez.
Mm-hmm. Mm. So you already got that, they all got that cemetery?
Yeah, well, Lindsay has it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Lindsay was my man, boy. he was so, he was just even, you know. He worried about himself, but he worried about everybody else. When they got him going to the service, he said, you know, so I said, "Ma'am, that don't happen to everybody." He said, "Yeah, but they gonna get me."
As my garden. At one point, it ain't like that anymore, but I got a pretty big backyard. I have some lettuce, rogaine lettuce.
Remind me of the good old days.
So it
I
has.
was raised on a farm.
In answer to your question, that house is only big enough for me. It ain't big enough for nobody else.
Your stuff is in every room.
It ain't big enough for nobody else. See, that's my yard. But there's just a certain picture I'm trying to find. Because I think it's Paul at about 14 or 15. But then we all look young. So he could have been 18.
Did you them pictures with all six of us girls?
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't have it, but I've seen it.
I wish I could find somebody who did.
Someone's got it.
It came on Facebook and I haven't been able to keep it.
Well, all you got to do is
No.
next time I see it, I'll right click and download it, and I probably have, but it's just you see I got thousands of pictures here. I can't. And then there was one of y'all in the backyard of our house in Carson.
Yeah, he was number one February.
He was in his kind of policeman, well, he ain't policeman, but whatever he was.
Mm-hmm.
It was in, he was married to Bessie then, but all of you.
They did Bessie so bad. Bessie and I was tight.
So I couldn't find her when Paul passed. I had been looking for her because Betty's my mama too, but Bessie was my second mama.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't find her, and so when Mama passed, she saw it on Tina's Facebook, and she reached out to find me.
We was tight. We were really tight. You know what? She told me, "Come on, we got the car," and went. And Paul car was parked at this woman's house. And she said, she told me, this is where Paul be at every night.
Carton.
Yeah. And that me and Bessie went. And Bessie told me to come on, and I went. And then, and she told me that
Didn't you just love Bessie? She could talk and talk
Oh,
and
yeah,
talk
yeah,
and talk and talk.
And when Mama died, when Mama died, Paul told me, Mary, wait a minute, how I had it. Marjorie told, put Mama in a casket. Mary went to see her.